All right. So now we done summed it up. You done cook what? Describe what you cook.
So we got the baked chicken here.
Okay.
Right? Then we went to we did a little baked roasted lamb, rack of lamb, right? Baked whole chicken, roasted rack of lamb. Then we moved over to doing the sauteing and searing in a pan. So we did some seared pork chops, bone-in pork chops, and then we seared and did a salmon on the pan on the stove top. All, pretty simple, man.
Hey, if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. All you used was what? Oil
And
the rub.
2400 rub seasoning. Literally, those two things. We got the product, and then we went ahead, put oil, and then we covered it with the seasoning. And then we cooked it in oil.
So it's basically you could put it on anything. That's what you just proved.
On everything.
On everything. All right. I tasted it. I can't lie. You got 4 for 4 here.
Yeah.
For the first time, I swear you have to do it again for me to be a true believer. Because it tastes so good, man. Honestly. So for the people that's out here that really not cooks, that really don't know seasoning technique, temperatures, what would you say?
Yeah, that's pretty simple. So you don't need to add anything extra. So that's the beauty of it. If you are someone who don't really know seasoning, who don't really know how to add flavor to their meats, right here is what we got. It's simple. You don't need to do anything but add this to your chicken and then get it to the right temperature. So if you're cooking chicken, for those people out there that is making a whole bird, you got the breast and you got the thigh. The breast meats, you want to get them around about 160 is the range that I like to shoot for. It cooks it all the way through and it's safe to eat. The thigh meat is a darker meat, so if you are testing an internal temp through the thigh meat, you want to shoot for something a little higher, maybe closer to 170 is what your thigh meat will probably read. So that's the temp for the chicken, around about 160 in the breast as you're trying to test your internal. Now you move over to the lamb chop, the salmon, and the pork. All of these are items that you can cook to a medium temp, medium rare temp. So all of those things, that's what we did. We cooked them to about 140 degrees internal temperatures. And it gave us this beautiful inside, as you see here. We still got the pink, but nothing's bleeding. Same thing with the pork. You got that nice pink inside, and it makes for a more tender cut of meat. The same thing with the salmon. It's all pretty quick. Chicken took about an hour and 20 minutes roughly at about 325 degrees. The lamb took a little less than that at the same temperature. Mainly because it was a little smaller, and we also only cooked it about 20 minutes less than the chicken. And that only took about 40 minutes, about 325. And then salmon and pork tenderloin took about 10 minutes to cook, roughly about 3 minutes on each side. For all of them, you can cook them on 140. Just make sure some quick tips as we head out of here when you're making this stuff is you want to use oil through your baking process. Every half an hour, just to try to keep it, keep the skin crisp and glistening, and it makes for a better skin. Same thing and it makes for a better herb flavor. With the pork and the salmon, you're already cooking in oil, so it's going to get that flavor added to it, so you don't have to add as you go. So that's pretty much the only real tips that you need.
So basically, you're saying buy the food, clean it, oil it down, and sprinkle the seasoning on top of it till you like it, and put it in the oven.
And you can do all of this in the oven. We did sear. You can sear all of this as well.
Man.
You know what I mean? So, I probably wouldn't recommend searing a whole chicken.
Right.
But you can break it down into parts and sear the parts if you wanted to do that.
So just to sum it up, coming from an idea of wanting something different and to your liking, you brought forth a product that has come and come to the market basically, and for others to enjoy. So if you could lead us to that process and close us out, what is that?
Before we get into that, I just want to show you, because I think it's a very important part of it is, for those of you who are buying the product, just so you know, we made all 4 of these items. We still got seasoning left in the bowl here, and we still got about a fourth of the seasoning left. So you basically,
let me see, check this out. Okay.
About a fourth, and if you add this in, you might have half a bottle. So you basically get, out of 1 bottle, you can get roughly about 8 to 10 different meals. And we were very generous with the seasoning here because we didn't do the overnight technique. If you do the overnight technique, you don't have to add as much herb to it because it's a lesser amount to do the same job if you know it in advance. So just for people who are wondering what how much of that herb seasoning we had to use to make all this happen, probably about a half bottle.
That's good to know, man. Yeah. That's definitely good to know.
All right. But your question was, shoot it back to me.
So the question was, we formed this out of our idea, never doing anything with food or seasoning, to this scale. So now that you have started on this journey, take us from the beginning and to the end, and how do you feel at this point?
So look at me, man. 4 months time, this is what's happened. I took an idea that I had that turned into a passion of mine. And once I found out that it was a passion of mine, I started asking myself, is it possible? What can this be? I like something here. I enjoy putting together spices. I enjoy barbecuing food. And I really thought to myself, what can this be? And as I got better and stronger at this passion of mine, the first thing that I thought of is, it's time. I gotta do something. And when I decided to do something, the first step that I did was I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. And as great of a person as I am, and anyone can be, everybody needs a good team behind them. So the first thing that I did is I made phone calls to 2 people that I knew at this point in their lives, they were in the same exact space that I was in. And I knew that by calling on them, there were 2 people that I remembered. When I made that phone call, from that point on, it turned into weekly meetings and conversations and just planning. And we went step by step from an idea of maybe we can do these spices in this rub to originally having a plan for a rub that ain't even at this table yet. And we decided to pivot quickly. We came up with a new idea, new rub, and we just started practicing and putting our plan into action. In 4 months time, we went from an idea, putting together a team, to now having spice rub packaged up, ready to go, in an entire brand and movement that I feel like is going to have the chance, or will have a profound impact on the communities that we're coming from. And that as long as we stay focused on our journey and keep taking every step, it ain't nothing but success in front of us. And I believe the same can be for everybody that's out there. Not just me and not just the 3 of us, but for everybody that's out there. You have an idea, lean into it, find out if it's your passion, and if it's your passion, then take that next step and lean even more into it. And keep leaning until you fall. And when you fall, you pivot and you make an adjustment and keep digging and keep going at it, man. So be your own change, people. That's what I